One breath from his bride still turned his stomach upside down, even after 18 years of marriage.
"Here's your bread and butter. There's not much beef left."
"Thank you. Set it there."
He tilted his head slightly in the direction of the table and tattered wingback chair by the fire.
"Joseph, you should take a moment and eat something."
I know.
He was more gruff with her than he'd intended. Eliana started back toward the glow of the kitchen, one hand on her lower back as she lurched unevenly from the weight of the near-term baby within her.
"Eliana, wait."
She turned toward him, her sky-blue eyes melting him with their cool, steady, gentle gaze.
"Moya Lyubov. Shh, my love. I'm sorry. You know I have to finish. Peter will need this for his journey. The sooner he can leave, the better."
Eliana came back toward him and leaned heavily against the thick wooden work table as she settled on the stool next to him. Her swollen breasts stretched the scarlet cross-stitching of her blouse. She picked up the aquamarine, which nearly filled the palm of her hand, and a tear rolled down her flushed cheek.
"The color of dawn, of new beginnings,"
Joseph said, watching as Eliana ran her fingers over the polished contours of the gem, then set it on the table, nestling it into a dingy piece of cheesecloth. She wiped her face and sighed, appearing impatient.
"I thought we'd be safe in the Pale, that what happened in Odessa and Kishinev would not come near us, that if you continued using your trade for the Tsar—"
Joseph shook his head and ran his fingers through the end of his thick black mustache.
"We will have to choose a side soon. There is talk in Zitomir about the Black Hundred's radicals who are organizing. Among them are those who would like to kill anyone who looks like a Jew. It won't matter that we believe in Yeshua Messiah now. I will fight for my village, for Russia, for my family, and for the faith."
"For faith? You would fight for it?"
Eliana stood again, breathing hard as she trudged toward the window, where fresh snow swirled against the icy panes. Then she turned toward him, her face red with fury.
"You heard the reports, Joseph. Babies torn to pieces. Babies! Our brothers and sisters stripped naked and herded like cattle into the woods, into great pits and slaughtered. Who can fight such evil? Not El Shaddai. He doesn't pass over his chosen ones any longer. And Yeshua Messiah, if he were truly Emmanuel."
She held her belly, her interlaced fingers mottled and clenched, as if someone were already trying to tear her unborn child from within her.
"The Gospels tell us that even Yeshua himself felt as if God had forsaken him, but he hadn't. He won't leave us either."
Joseph moved toward her, pulling her close, and the two began to sway together as he whispered in her ear,
"Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad."
"Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one." She did not answer. He lifted her chin, wiped her tears with a swoop of his calloused thumb, and locked his eyes with hers.
"Baruch Shem Kvod Malshuto Lo Lam Vaed."
Blessed be the name of the glory of his kingdom forever and ever. Eliana pulled her scarf over her head. Her shoulders shook as she cried,
"V'ahavta et Adonai Elohesha b'shal lavasha."
You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. She joined Joseph in the Shema, their family's recent conversion to Messianic Judaism not dampening their dedication to offer praise, recite the traditional prayers, and commit to the adoration of God in the midst of fear and pain. In their grief, each syllable felt to Joseph like a forced attempt to believe the words they'd learned as soon as they were able to form words as toddlers, each syllable a vain plea for escape from the new pharaoh of death bearing down all around them.